Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Foliage. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So guys, today I'm going to show you how to pot your plants that you purchase online. Now guys, a lot of people ask me, why do I purchase plants online and why don't I go to a local nursery? Now unfortunately, I'm not very lucky enough. My local nursery does not have a good collection. They have around 95% of flowering plants, out of which 80% are rose plants, because in my locality, in my area, a lot of people are a big fan of rose plants, and the remaining foliage plants are not that great. They are very common ones, and if I have to go to a good nursery which is almost an hour away from my place, and when I try to calculate the cab fare, it comes almost double than what I'm going to be paying on postage. And apart from that, I'm not quite sure whether the same plant will be present in that nursery. Again, you have to search around. And another issue is, as the current situation because of the pandemic, it's very risky to go out. Again, everything has its advantage and disadvantages. The advantage is that you can just be sitting at the comfort of your home, just one click away, and you can get your plant that you like. And the disadvantage is that there are so many cheaters and frauds out there, so you need to be extremely careful from whom you're buying plants. So all the sellers that I have purchased my plants from have been really good. They're very trustworthy. I have a couple of unboxing videos on my channel. You can check them out. They have really healthy plants. They also pack really well, and they're very trustworthy. So whenever I need to buy, I just go on the page either on Facebook or Instagram and I go ahead and buy it, and I can trust them very easily because I have purchased a lot of plants from them. So this was one of the plant that I had purchased, which is a Syngonium albo, and you can see how neatly it was packed. They have also put in a lot of paper so that the soil does not come out and it doesn't damage the plant. So now what I'm going to do is I will try and loosen the pot so that I can take the plant out. Now guys, it's very important. Do not pull the plant out like this because the stem will break. One is because they have come in transit. They are already very weak. So if you're going to try and put any kind of pressure, you will definitely damage the stem and the roots. So you need to be extremely careful. Try to loosen the pot as much as you can. At times your pot might break. That's absolutely fine, but ensure that you do not damage the roots or the plant. Now as you can see, it's still very stiff and firm in the soil, probably because they had put the paper, because they didn't want the soil to come out of the pot, which is a very good part on the seller's side. And now you can see, after squeezing and pressing the pot, the plastic pot, you can see now the plant is ready to come out. And you can also see how healthy the roots are. The roots are very well established. They are very mature. You can see the plant is not big enough, but the roots are almost double the size of the plant, which is a very good sign when you tend to see roots which are really long and healthy. So now what I'm going to do is I will quickly go ahead and put this plant into this soil. I have the same soil mix that I tend to use. I have put the link in the description below. You can check if you want to make the soil mix at home. Now guys, ideally what happens is a lot of people say that you shouldn't use the soil that the plant comes in. I agree with that. At times the soil is not very good, but you need to check. If you feel that the soil is good, you can definitely use that soil. Now over here, what I noticed is the seller has used a very nice organic soil, and I thought that I'll go ahead and use that as a top dressing, because at this point of time the plant needs to adjust. So if it is going to be in the same soil what it came in, then the acclimation process will happen slightly faster. So I went ahead and used the same soil that came in postage. I'm going to put it on the top layer as a top dressing, and I'm going to let the plant sit. Another thing what I noticed about this soil was that this was not cocoa peat soil, but it was an actual potting mix that the seller had used. So I didn't want to waste it as well. And when I was doing a little bit of checking, I also noticed that there were some earthworms in the soil, probably one or two, which also indicates that the soil is nice and organic, which means that this soil is very rich in organic material. So I do not want to waste it. So now I've gone ahead and put the soil into the pot. Now guys, I will be not watering this plant right away because it has just come in transit. I'll wait for a day or so. I will not be putting this plant out in direct sunlight any which ways. This particular variety of Syngonium, which is Syngonium albo, does not prefer direct sunlight because it has a lot of variegation. They might happen to get burnt. So I'm going to put it in indirect bright light, and I will water after a day or so that the plant can relax and stay in the soil comfortably. Again, guys, this completely depends. A lot of people tend to water their plants as soon as they repot or when they get. It completely depends upon an individual. I do not do that. I let the plant sit in the pot for at least a day or so and then go ahead and water. Now, guys, this is how my Syngonium albo looks after a couple of months. You can see it is doing quite well. You can also see the soil is also of a very good quality. It looks really healthy. I have been giving it a good amount of compost water, which is my compost tea. I also give a little bit of onion skin fertilizer water as well, probably once a month. And you can see the plant is doing very well. Overall, you can see there has been a lot of new growth. It's also putting out a new shoot, so I'm quite happy. And this is how I usually tend to take care of all of my plants or foliage plants that I tend to get online. It's almost the similar way I tend to report them. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.